case against a rapper accused in a outside of the Varsity will move forward.
They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Derek Banks, and his co-defendant Devontae Bennett were seen on camera involved in Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
Officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
Where a total of 6 people were. One of them, a rapper Davon Bennett, who goes by the stage name King Von.
The King Von case has been reopened in the Atlanta court system after new evidence reveals the truth with even Lil Durk's involvement. It begins with OTF Vonni's father now revealing Von was set up by Lil Durk to prevent their 2019 Varsity case ever going to trial. On February 2019, King Von and Lil Durk went after a man named Alexander Witherspoon for his jewelry, cash, and a Jeep at a local restaurant called the Varsity. The cameras around the famous drive-in caught a lot. By June 2019, the Atlanta judge listened to a long probable cause hearing where detectives testified saying there's video showing Lil Durk firing from a moving vehicle with King Von driving the car. The judge would say there is enough evidence to move forward on the charges, resulting in King Von being arrested.
Put your other hand on top of your head, please.
But out here?
What?
For what? Atlanta?
Yeah.
Oh.
So just stay safe, we're gonna just change it.
You too, I hate it like this, partner. You ain't never give me no hard time.
Hey man, when you can't explain to your aunt, man, like it's not, we don't know what your case is. We just people to come pick you up.
Y'all just get y'all orders.
Right.
Shortly after, Durk would then be arrested. This is when he released his famous Turn Myself In track, but 1 week after that, bond hearings would hit. Lil Durk would be granted a $250,000 bond with conditions. Von bonds out as well, but here's the twist. In October 2022, Fulton County prosecutors would drop all charges against Lil Durk, quoted, in the interest of justice and under their discretion. This is because King Von had passed in 2020, so his file would never get to see a jury, but if he was alive, the case would have went to trial in 2024, but here's where it gets interesting. OTF Vonni's father would reveal King Von was backdoored by none other than Lil Durk to prevent the case ever going to trial. I know how it sounds, but this new evidence lines up perfectly.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a backdoor and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him. Was it open? This was his exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right in there.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? Yeah. I got bankers. That'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before he died.
As academics would then ask Vonnie's father, why would Lil Durk want King Von gone?
Why would Durk want Von?
Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table and I pass you up? Don't nobody want their cheap spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
Dude was
thing.
a slack. He was signing the boys. He was Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was interesting.
I mean, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He had a public defender.
Online investigators would then look into the 2019 Varsity case, where they would find out the entire court case was closed privately. This means Lil Durk and his team likely made some sort of deal with the courts behind closed doors so it would never go to trial. He would then even double down when the news wrote, OTF Vonnie's father reveals Vonnie allegedly orchestrated Lil Pab and King Von's passing.
Oh no, he ain't take my rights. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't find nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonni snitching with the text messages, like that's.
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
Cause that was the focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to, and this, that, and with me saying Von, some people like, man, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil you orchestrated this. And guess who you work for?
OTF Vonni's father is not only revealing all of this new evidence because his own son snitched, but he's also doing it because the new police records at King Von's passing were all released this week. This reveals the truth about everything. In these files, it even begins with the police being told by a nurse at the hospital King Von was actually brought back to life. He made it through 2 surgeries, but then got startled by a nurse that walked into the room.
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago. He made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla know, talking about some, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital? Because
she was there at the hospital.
But later on in the file, it would reveal that King Von had paid bodyguards to be with him on this night. These bodyguards were paid by the OTF label, which is owned by Lil Durk. But when it came time to the altercation where they were supposed to protect King Von, they ran away and disappeared.
His security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the f you let him walk over and fight? You ain't supposed to let him fight. He ain't supposed to be touching nobody. Security guard, if anything, you make sure Quando them leave. Whoever else they was with, you make sure they leave. How you let him walk over somebody that's the reason y'all here, the reason everybody in this parking lot here, because this man right here making the money and y'all his entourage. But that security guard, it's something fishy with him. That's why he deleted his Instagram. I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from, but I definitely feel like it's some weird shit going on.
Like the video if that is weird to you as well, but to understand all of the rest of the new evidence, we need to review the entire police file at King Von's passing, as the detail they gave is unbelievable. On November 5th, 2020, King Von and his crew head over to a club in Atlanta for his album's release party. The night was supposed to be a massive celebration of life and success for King Von, but nobody knew that it would be so short-lived. Von had many enemies. Growing up in a dangerous place such as O-Block, he knew the risks of being caught out in public, so when rolling out to the club, Von had 20 to 25 members with him, spread across 8 vehicles that all went to the party. Von's manager 100K Track even spoke on the extreme measures he took regarding security.
I travel with one security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. We're like, I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
However, later on in the night, something would completely change. Von would act out and put his life in jeopardy, but in the meantime, Von's party was going great. Everyone was having a good time, celebrating the success of his newest album. However, once the party ended at around 2:30 a.m., Von and his entourage began exiting the club. The plan was for everyone to return to the Airbnb. Von changed his plans last second.
Everybody mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
The police would note in their newest file, the GPS tracking on King Von's phone did show him and his driver following the other SUVs to the Airbnb, until suddenly King Von's SUV does a U-turn and heads over to a club known as the Monaco Lounge.
So everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, you know we here by ourselves, like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
For some reason, the people in King Von's car only let the rest of the team know the plans had changed once they arrived at Monaco. When the rest of the team found out, their cars then all made U-turns as well, and they headed over to the new club instantly. However, once Von's manager got to Monaco, he knew something was off about King Von. He wasn't acting like the upbeat guy that he usually was, and instead he was very quiet. Von's crew was then ready to enter the club, but Von sat in the truck for roughly 30 minutes.
For some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 35 minutes.
His manager would then hop into King Von's truck, going on to check on him, which Von would then finally agree to go into the lounge. Due to Monaco's club rules, Von's crew had to leave their firearms in their cars, so they would send the security in first to check the club, making sure everything was safe. Little did they know, the real danger was actually outside.
I went to the car he was in, I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like, you know, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
The real issues were actually outside in the parking lot. This is because Quando Rondo was in his car with a couple of his own members. Since Von and some of the team were waiting for the okay to enter the club, one of the security guards were checking out the parking lot. He then noticed Quando Rondo sitting in his SUV. He would then sprint over to King Von, telling him, did you know Quando is here?
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Von just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
King Von would react instantly, jumping out of his car, looking to confront Quando, where Von's team would then try to get him to chill out and not start a scene. But this didn't stop him. Von went around the front of the white vehicle, locked eyes with Quando Rondo, and he immediately began swinging.
He jumped out the car. By the time Von jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
Only a few seconds into the brawl, Quando's best friend Lil Tim would come out of the back side of the white car with his own firearm. He would use it towards King Von, which sadly affected him multiple times across his body. It also hit Von's manager once in the leg, but some of Von's members were still strapped. They instantly retaliated on Lil Tim, making him fall to the ground just a few feet away. But with the noise eclipse going off in the area, two off-duty officers working security just down the street, and one on-duty officer would pull up to the scene. Using their walkie-talkies, on the count of 3 would unleash multiple rounds into the area, which sadly hit and ended one of King Von's members. During this, Von lied right in the middle of the street with Quando still beside him. Some believe Quando was trying to snatch Von's chain before fleeing the area, but others believe that Von was holding Quando there to shield himself. Comment down below what you believe.
And was he trying to take Von's chain, or?
Honest truth, I don't think V-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Von was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting he's that strong, like, he was literally holding him.
Once the scene relaxed and everyone stopped using their firearms, the race to save King Von's life was now on. His closest friend Muop would run right into the middle of the street, knocking Quando away from Von, which resulted in Quando and his team leaving the scene first. They would jump into their white vehicle and headed towards the hospital. Meanwhile, Von's crew had to pick King Von up and put him into the getaway car to also go to the same hospital. Despite being hit 4 times, Von was conscious the entire time. The members inside of the vehicle even spoke out, saying Von was the one trying to keep everyone in good spirits and assured them they would be okay.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Von was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself, from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
After arriving at the hospital, King Von would be rushed into the operating room, where he would make it through 2 surgeries, but then sadly passed after being startled by a nurse. But here's something very odd. Von was looking around for a firearm that he never had. This evidence only came out recently, so how did Boosie know that he didn't have a firearm from an interview 2 years ago?
I mean, like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even.
King
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if
all
you have real security,
all of them is supposed to blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging
Me up,
over
bro.
everyone right now.
That me up, bro. Cause I like King Von.
Where the news of Von's passing would then quickly hit news headlines, which resulted in something very odd.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of guns.
With everyone knowing Quando Rondo and Lil Tim were responsible, everyone would be waiting for their reaction to Von's passing, where Quando would say in his first interview,
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like that could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
To even Lil Tim, the man who did the crime towards King Von, spoke out sharing,
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f him and shit like that. Cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.